Welcome to the ABI Snapshot, where we spotlight critical findings and the latest research from our global team of analysts. In this snapshot, we're speaking with Leo Gergs, 5G Markets Principal Analyst at ABI Research. Leo will answer key questions about his latest shared spectrum and private cellular networks tracker. Welcome, Leo.
Hello. Thanks very much for having me.
Pleasure. So your research found that over 1,000 private cellular networks have been announced in 2023. Why is that significant?
Yes, the constantly growing number of private cellular networks shows that enterprise interest still is very high in this still perceived as relatively new connectivity technology. Now, the other thing that we found is that the number of private networks is growing particularly strong in national markets with dedicated spectrum arrangements for licensed or shared spectrum.
Why are dedicated spectrum arrangements important?
That's a very good question. Reserving blocks of mobile network spectrum for enterprise connectivity gives enterprises the much needed security of knowing that no one else is using their spectrum. Dedicated spectrum minimizes the disturbance from interference and is instrumental for enterprises that want to use cellular connectivity for highly mission or even life-critical use cases.
How does spectrum get reserved?
Well, at the moment, we see that different national regulators reserve different spectrum bands for dedicated enterprise connectivity. And this is a bit of a problem because enterprises with different sites in different countries are unwilling to look for separate connectivity solutions for each of their sites. Therefore, everything should be done to stop the current patchwork of different arrangements for dedicated enterprise spectrum. And in this context, recent initiatives by, for example, the European Commission suggesting its member states to reserve spectrum between 3.8 GHz and 4.2 GHz for enterprises are an important example for other regions to follow.
Which is what happened in France, right?
Exactly. Although the French regulator ARCEP was actually the first in Europe to make spectrum available for enterprises, uptake was very minimal at that time as the spectrum band was quite unattractive. And since ARCEP opened up spectrum at 3.8 GHz recently, like its German neighbor, deployment numbers increased considerably.
What will it take for cellular connectivity to flourish in the enterprise domain?
For cellular connectivity to flourish in the enterprise domain, business needs easy access to licensed mobile network spectrum. Otherwise, they are forced to go through traditional network operators who struggle to adjust their value proposition to enterprise requirements. Moreover, enterprises do not trust them, particularly in industrial environments, to deal with any of their OT data.
Do you have any strategic recommendations for the telco industry?
Absolutely. The telco industry urgently needs to deliver on promises made to the enterprise community now. Otherwise, enterprise 5G will enter the history books as the technology that always overpromised and under-delivered.
Wow. Thanks so much, Leo. For a deeper dive into our full market data report, shared spectrum, and private cellular networks tracker, visit abiresearch.com.